I've had a lot of guacamole in my life, but this recipe might be the best I've ever had. Your friends just might think Abuela made it. For our recipe today, we are using 6 avocados. When picking avocados at the store, make sure they have a slight give. Not mushy, but not hard either. Pick ones that have a stem still. Once the stem is removed, brown spots can start to form. Carefully place the tip of your knife into the center of the avocado until you hit the seed. Then follow the seed with your knife long ways across the avocado until you have cut all the way through. Twist to separate your 2 halves. Carefully drive your blade into the seed. I recommend not holding the avocado while you do this. Then very carefully twist the seed until it comes out. Do not try to yank the seed from the knife. Instead, hit the seed on a surface with your blade facing upwards. This will easily and safely remove the seed. And make sure you save your seeds. I'll show you what to do with them later. Take a spoon and follow the skin of the avocado to scoop out our green little friend. Since we are fat and happy, we have to try a bite. Put the rest in the bowl. Repeat this for all 6 avocados. All the ingredients and measurements will be located in the description of this video. Take a few minutes and mash up all of your avocados. I used a fork, but if you have a potato masher or another similar tool, this will work just as well. Continue to mash up your avocados until you have this consistency. Now we are going to chop up 3 serrano peppers. I'll be including the seeds in this recipe. If you don't want any spice in your guacamole, you could take out the seeds or use 1 to 2 jalapenos and remove the seeds in those as well. After they're all sliced, I like to chop them up to make the peppers smaller. Now we'll add them to the avocados and mix. I'll be mixing each ingredient individually today because I think it helps to make the guac more consistent, rather than trying to mix all of the ingredients at once at the end. Slice a tomato down the center and remove the seeds and all that liquidy gunk from each half. Slice the tomato into tiny chunks, and once they're all sliced up, I like to rough chop them again. Dump them in and mix. Next up, we have our cilantro. Today I'll be using 2 handfuls. Feel free to use as much or as little as you'd like. You could even reserve a little bit for the end if you want to use it as a garnish. Chop up all of the cilantro until the leaves are very fine, and then we will add it to our guacamole mixture and we will mix. Slice the head off of an onion, then cut down the center. Remove the top layer and then make a cut in the center of the onion towards the root, not going all the way through. Lay the onion on the flat side and make a cut almost to the root, every 1/4 inch or so. Now we will slice down the edge of the onion to get tiny fine pieces. And I want them even smaller, so we're gonna rough chop these as well. We're only gonna be using half of an onion today, so add what you have to the guac and mix. And maybe even cry a little. This is the only time that I cry, I promise. Now we're gonna roll around this lime so that all of the juices loosen. Then we will cut in half and pour the juice from both halves into our guac. Then carefully, not like I did, mix the juice into the guac. I normally end up putting in 2 limes, but this time I thought 1 was good. You could use your own discretion here. Now we're going to be moving on to the dry ingredients. I'll be using 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Mix it up and then we will move on to 1 teaspoon of salt. You could always add a little bit more salt if it isn't salty enough for you. At this point we're going to mix it up really good now to ensure that we have consistent bites throughout, and we're done. Alright guys, we've made it to the important part of the video where I get to try this guac. Let's just go ahead and dig right. Take 2. Cheers to being fat and happy. Let's go ahead and try a bite. The 3 biggest flavors that I really get from this is the spiciness from the serrano peppers, the citrus from that lime, and that earthy, creamy taste that you get from the avocados. And once you mix in the onions and the tomatoes, the cilantro, and everything all together, it's guacamole. There is no other explanation than that. So I told you guys to save these seeds, and that is because when you're done eating your guac, dump your seeds right back in. Just give it a quick mix. Something about the seeds prevents the actual guacamole from oxidizing, so you can just go ahead and wrap it up, put it in your fridge. If you are a loyal subscriber and you've been wondering where my barbecue videos are, they're coming soon, because in about 2-3 weeks from when you see this video, I'll be in my new home. And that means I'll be back on the pit. I hope you guys enjoy the playoffs with this guac. I'll see you guys next time.